welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. With me today is Judy Truesdale with Edible Spirits. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for coming in and seeing me today.
I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you. All right, so we were talking in the green room.
Mhm.
You have done a lot of things in your life, but now you're here in Florida. And the season that you're currently in, you're doing edible spirits. Would you mind telling me a little bit about that?
Yes, I started with, I sell rum and liqueur cakes. I started with one cake selling out the back doors. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. I knew how to bake. Come from a long line of bakers, but I did not know anything about the business aspect of it. And so I had happened to be in there with another caterer, and he taught me a lot of stuff, like you can't do this, you can't do that, and whatever. But so like people would come in and go, "Hey Judy, will you make me an orange liqueur?" I was like, sure, because I wasn't only making one cake, so I needed to kind of spread out.
Right.
And so that's how I got up to 22 flavors. People would come in, and the ones with the funky names, like Elvis and Elvis at Midnight, that was two little old ladies that came in and asked me to make the Elvis
Oh,
first.
heck yeah.
And that one's a banana rum with crunchy peanut butter and chocolate chips. And so I made it for them. They came back in about a month, and I said, they go, "I have a new name." Because I said, if you want me to make something, you have to name it. So
I
that's
love
when
that.
you
I
find
love
the
that.
silly
I
names
love
on there.
that.
That's when I like the rum in your face.
Yes, I was wondering because I saw that and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
So-
made with Myers, and I had three guys that used to come in, and they said, "Judy, you just got to kick it up a notch." He says, "It's not strong enough." I said, "All three of you outside, figure out what you want me to use, but you have to name it." And they're like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." So they went out and talked and everything and came back in. They're like, "Rum in your face, we want you to use Myers." I said, "Okay." So that's how we came up with
Oh,
that.
so that is awesome. So everyone that's had a cake named after them, I assume that they know that they're
yeah.
going to do this. That's prerequisite. If you're going to make me a cake,
You
I
got
have
to name it. Yep, you got to name it.
That is awesome. So I know that we went from one, you said, to 22,
22.
but that's not all you do, is it?
No, we do key lime pies with a little bit of coconut rum and the homemade whipped cream, graham cracker crust. Everything is made from scratch.
Heck yeah.
We have an amaretto cheesecake as well, large
Now,
and
why
small.
didn't you bring that?
I don't know. I'm not sure why. I thought this way
I'm totally
you could.
joking.
I know this way
I can get drunk before lunch.
Yes,
I
you
think
can.
we got time.
because it's full on liquor. It's not baked out.
Heck yeah.
Because a
So-
lot of people think it's baked out, and so it's I let you know it's full on liquor. The last step.
All right. How do you get it to where it is full on to the last step? Because it does bake off. So
It does. There is a little bit in the cake,
Okay.
and then we make a simple syrup
Okay.
with a little bit of a twist in there, and then bring it to room temperature, and then add the liquor because that way it doesn't
Yes.
evaporate
Okay,
off.
okay.
And then we dunk them down in there, like in a great big vat, kind of because we make three different sizes, but those are easy to soak. But we soak them till they won't take any more, and then we bag them up, and they're individually bagged on the inside of this. So
Okay.
this is called a variety pack. This one's 6 of the gourmet flavors. So the gourmet flavors are the top shelf liquors, and the standard flavors are not top shelf. So the same amount of liquor in both,
Okay.
except these are just stronger.
Okay. All right. Well, that's extremely interesting. So I kind of got off track there. I know you do key lime pies. You do cheesecakes. What else?
And what else?
Yeah. What
Okay.
else?
Rum balls dipped in chocolate, lemon bars, key lime bites, brownies. And then when Heidi gets in the mood to do something silly and she's bored, she'll come up with something else that we'll have a special on that, we'll throw in there. Sometimes she gets all caught up and she'll get really bored and she's like, "Do you mind?" Oh, she made pumpkin cookies the other day. Chocolate chip
I
pumpkin
bet those
cookies.
weren't easy to make.
She had them done before I knew it. And she goes, "Here, try that." And I said, "What is it?" She goes, "You had some extra pumpkin. I'm going to make some pumpkin cookies." And they were excellent.
I've never had a pumpkin cookie.
Yeah,
I've
they
had
were-
cookies, plenty of cookies shaped like pumpkins.
Yeah,
but-
no, this was not shaped. They were about like that.
What she didn't tell you all is the key lime bites are dipped in chocolate. So Stacy's going to go check out your shop for sure. I was reading here on your little pamphlet that you include with all your packages. If I buy cake today, I can have it for 90 days. It stays good
For 3 months.
in the package for
In
3
the package.
months.
So if you have like the grande size, it's in like a bread bag kind of thing.
Yes.
After you unwrap it, just keep it wrapped up tight, and you can leave it on your counter. Some people like to put it in the refrigerator, but never eat a rum cake cold.
No, I agree
Ever.
with that.
Yeah.
Totally
Now a
agree
lot of
with
people
that.
don't know that. So I try to remind people when they come in, to make sure to leave it on the counter, and it does freeze up to 9 months. Like I used to make them for my mom, and she was in a nursing home or assisted living, so she'd eat the whole thing one night if I bought her one. So I'd cut it in slices, wrap it in saran wrap, put it in a Ziploc baggie, and put it in the freezer. She goes, "That's much better because now I can just grab out a piece at a time."
Okay, so my question with that would be this:
Mm-hmm.
come to see you today, put my cake in the freezer. 9 months from now, it's going to be just as tasty as it is today. Because I think that's the problem with putting everything in the freezer too long. Well, we won't even talk about the freezer burn,
Right.
but the taste just dissipates. It feels like whenever. So that's not an issue at all. No,
No.
dissipate.
No, not as long as you leave it wrapped up tight. You know, that's the key to that. Amazing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, seriously, the 90 days, your cake good for 90 days is seriously mind blowing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Hooper, I can't talk. It's like, is it Monday? Is it
I
time
think
for a
it's Friday.
drink? You know, what time is it?
It's always time for rum.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, I don't have to have a drink. I can just, when you leave, eat some cake.
That's right, and you'll feel it.
You hear that?
You'll feel it. Yeah.
So do you need to take my keys with you while I'll be able to drive?
That's up to you. That's up to you.
Look, she's not going to answer that question.
I'm not going to be held responsible for that one.
So I'm sure you've met a ton of interesting people because after all, we do live in paradise. We are at the beach and we do have tourists.
Yes.
So what is the craziest flavor you've been asked to pair together and bake?
Crazy. Probably the Elvis one. I would have never thought to do. I mean, I know those three go together, but I would have not thought to do that.
And what are the main ingredients?
The yellow-based Elvis is banana rum, crunchy peanut butter, and chocolate chips. And then the Elvis at midnight, hence the midnight, it's a chocolate-based cake with banana rum and creamy peanut butter.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now, you didn't come up with that one because it has a crazy name. So you had some customers actually
I
come
had
to
two
you.
ladies, yes, that came in. They wanted the yellow Elvis first, then they came back in a month and said, now we want they named it Elvis at midnight. And probably the other one that's really crazy is pancakes and waffles. And that's Sailor Jerry spiced rum, butterscotch schnapps, and orange juice. And if you put those three in a shot glass,
Ooh.
it smells like maple syrup.
Ooh, I bet the orange juice kicks it up a flavor too.
It does.
Oh,
It
that
does.
is
It's very good.
So cool. So if you could change anything about what you do, what would it be?
Oh, my.
So that's a hard question because again, we're in paradise.
Yes.
You're baking because you're good at it and you love it.
Right.
And you've been doing this for so long. You surrounded yourself with wonderful women, and you
Oh.
get to lead the office. That's why you're here
Yes.
talking to me.
That's right. I
See,
have three great bakers. I've had one with me for 9 years. The other one's been with me for 8 years. And then the other one that's the pie baker, she's been with me for about 2 years.
So I think the answer to my question is nothing. Is what you would change.
I wouldn't. You know, I've had so many people ask me to franchise, and I said I'd been able to do it when I started, but didn't have enough cakes. Didn't know what I was, I didn't have enough product. And I'm just getting too old to do the franchise. You lose the personal touch, but if I could have gone back and probably changed anything, I think that would have been fun. But right now, I'm just going to take it for a ride.
And I love that. It's just so interesting. The number of cakes that you do. First of all, that is a lot of inventory.
Yes.
So I know if I come and buy a cake, I'm good for 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a shop, and I'm sure there are guidelines and restrictions
yes.
that you have to. So if I come to the shop, I mean, do you all bake every day at the shop?
Only on November and December we bark. We bark. I'm good
I mean,
too.
neither one of us can
Yeah,
talk. It's
neither
good.
one of us can
We've
talk.
really been in the
Yeah.
cakes. We just didn't want to tell you.
Usually 2 to 3 days a week, and then I have a huge walk-in cooler, and so that way we can keep all the flavors. We know that this time of year coming up on summer, I'm not as busy as I am with the snowbirds, and Christmas is phenomenal. But so we bring the inventory way down.
Okay.
That
makes
way they're
sense.
not sitting there for a
That
long
makes
time,
sense.
so I know how fast they'll turn over.
So you said some interesting snowbirds. I do not understand that. I come from the north, and as do you.
I do too.
There's no way I'm ever going to face a winter, so why would I go back for summer?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it either.
I don't. Some people just like to come down in the winter because they think it's really nice up there in the summer. But I got to tell you, when I went back to Indiana the last couple times, it was hotter up there in
Yeah.
the summer than it was here.
Well, because and
We
this
got a
is-
breeze.
Yes, and see that's what I've just moved here, so I love the hot. I don't care if it's 5,000 degrees. But that's why everybody. Oh, just wait till it's humid. I'm like, there's a constant breeze. What do you? So
but
what?
so you've not been here in August and September.
I've been in Baton Rouge in August and September.
Well, then
so
you know. Then, yeah.
Well, not only do I know, but again, there's a constant breeze. But I'm also the chick that sits outside in sweatpants at 80 degrees at night. So,
Oh, my.
I'm just these hot flashes don't really kick in whenever I need them to.
There you go.
I bet you have a lot of repeat customers because you said snowbirds. So you probably ship on a daily basis too, don't you?
We do.
So whenever you have a snowbird that's a regular customer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure you have a ton of them, do they typically stock up a little bit before they go home?
Yes, they stop. That's their last stop before
Okay.
they leave town.
So
Or
they
they
would
do
rather-
the day before, and they get their coolers, and because they feel like that's the way to travel. They don't want them to get them smashed.
That is so awesome.
I just tell them you don't have to put them in the cooler. No, we're going to put them in a cooler. It's like, okay, cool. you know.
I can't imagine how busy Christmas is because let's face it, rum cake and Christmas, in my opinion, go hand in hand. To any event you're going to and you have to have something in hand with
Yes.
you, that to me is perfect. When do you start preparing for the Christmas season?
The end of September, 1st of October, because we have a
that's
cake.
that's a planning season right there.
It is because we have November, which everybody's leading up to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we do so many cakes in December, we have got to fill up the walk-in cooler. And they will
wow.
turn over that fast. The girls just, I mean, I was there this last year. One of my girls couldn't be there one of the weeks, but I did 4 weeks of 7 days a week. And I couldn't get the boxes out. My daughter was working at night, which is packaging, and I was doing the shipping labels during the day, but then the storefront was so busy you couldn't really do that. So we had stuff going on all over the place. So it's a really busy time, and it's a fun gift. We changed the ribbons up with Christmas ribbons that are really pretty, and we have Thanksgiving ribbons. But then when we're off season of the holidays, then we go back to the green because
I
that's
like
kind
the
of our
green.
color.
That's your color.
Yeah.
I like that. And I'm sure you're like me. You like to be busy.
Yeah, that'll sit
obviously,
well.
you like to be busy because you went from 1 to 22, and you branched, and you have added employees.
Correct.
So I love the busy crazy. It's just like the busier the better.
Yes, I'm not a sitter. I know.
Well, me either. But it's like okay, when I'm 75, I still want to be working because what else am I going to do? Go to the beach and pick up
Well, see, that's
seashells?
kind of my thinking. Everybody's like, I can't wait till I
I
retire.
know. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
We live in paradise. I don't need to retire because I'm gonna tell you, every day when I leave here, I drive 30 minutes to Hutchinson Island and cannot wait. It's like I'm excited
Just to
the
get
whole
there.
time. I
Yes.
mean, because for me coming from the north, when you go to the beach, it's like, okay, I'm getting close. I'm getting, it's just
There's
I get so
excitement.
excited. So I get to live that every day, and just I can't imagine. First of all, not going to the beach. These
Right.
people who are from Florida, it's like, when's the last time you were at the beach? Or because I'm always looking for like you're going to be one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking for a good beach because I don't know anyone.
Right. Well, it's a
And-
good place to meet people.
Well, but it's off season or whatever. So on Saturday at South Beach in Hutchinson Island, there might be 50 people, maybe,
Maybe.
maybe. But tomorrow,
It's Memorial Day weekend.
so I hope it's busy. But like this afternoon, if I go this afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
get to South Beach, I'll probably be there at 4:45. I'll be the only person there.
Well, then it's maybe like, do you like the quiet?
Well, okay, I love the quiet, but I also like. I don't mind doing South Beach quiet because it's not enclosed. But like if you go down to Middle Cove for the seclusion, which I love, but it's intimidating. 8 slots in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And it's not
All wooded?
open. Yes, it's all vegetation. So I do get a little leery.
Right. You got to be aware of your surroundings.
Absolutely. Well, we're women. We got to do that if we're out here in the parking lot.
That's
so
true.
it doesn't
Very
really
true.
matter these days. But either way, what you do is amazing. And the fact that I love doing my job. Through you today, I've learned a lot of things.
Right.
That there is the proper way to use alcohol when cooking
Correct.
to make your food last longer. And
Right.
that is vital. I'm a single person. I mean, it'll take me, if I came in and bought a variety pack, it would take me 8 months to eat it. Not that long. But,
Right.
but here's where I would be. Okay, well, I've had this cake. It's been in my house for 2 weeks. I'm going to want to throw it away. But it's nice to know that,
that you don't
I'm not
have
going
to
to
do
have
that.
to. Yes,
Right.
that's very nice. So if I live in Connecticut
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to make a special cake for me, is that something I can just pick up the phone and we can
I-
broker it that way? Or do I
Not
have to come
really.
see you?
I do. Probably shouldn't say it. I do have some liquors that people bring me the bottle of liquor,
Mm-hmm.
like a special liquor. And if they want a cake, you have to get the big cake. Otherwise, it's a waste of time for me.
I understand that.
But I have probably 8 to 10 different bottles of stuff that people go, I'd really rather you use this rum
I understand
instead
that.
of Myers.
I understand.
But as far as adding any more flavors, the last 2 I added, which are not on this card, is a Rude Boy product. It's a new liquor from Tampa. And they came in and asked me to make cakes for them, add it to my repertoire, to help get them out and about.
Get their exposure, yeah.
Yeah, and I already said I wasn't going to add any more, but it was just too good of a deal to pass up. So they've got me into a few restaurants,
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, see, I do assisted livings. I do quite a few
that's
restaurants
awesome.
already. So the restaurants, they're wonderful. I mean, that's a back end that nobody sees.
Oh, absolutely. And that is amazing. Where can I find you whenever I want to order a cake? Are you on Facebook?
I'm on everything.
All right, tell us about it.
Well, I'm on Facebook. You can go to ediblespirits.com. We don't put all of our flavors on there, so if you do want to ask about a special flavor that we have or you don't have one of these cards, then you can call me and I can run through them. I can send you a screenshot. So other than that, I mean, if you really want to find us, you don't even have to put edible spirits. Just go to Google and put in rum cake, Stuart, Florida. But you'll have to know the name is edible spirits. I had one lady that did that, and she said I couldn't find rum cakes. I kept coming up rum cakes. I said that's go a little further. It says edible spirits.
What's your phone number to the office?
772-324-2100, and if you want to get straight to me, it's option 5.
That is awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in today.
You're welcome. It was
has
nice
been
to
a
be here.
pleasure. Thank you for teaching me something. That is the most valuable thing that I do is I get to learn every day. So thank you for teaching
Well,
me.
you're welcome. Come see me.
I absolutely
And all of you
will.
come see me.
Yes, I will definitely go see you for the key lime
Bites.
but we need to talk cheesecake, but we'll do that in person.
Okay.
So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Until next time.